Snigby. I was watching Teeper the other day. He had a Herman lock, which reminded me that I'd got a Herman lock. His was a pin tumbler. Mine's a dimple. I think his only had 3 or 4 pins in. Mine's got 7. So he was touting his as a really good beginner's lock. I got this in a box of locks with some multi-lock 7x7s, and I thought it was just going to be a copy of a 7x7. So I was quite surprised when I couldn't pick this in the slightest, because it just did not work in the same way. The 7x7s, they've got standards and spools in, so it sort of tends to go click-click into a 4th set, and then you tend to know where you are. This, I think, has got all standard pins in, if not anything, if not something a little bit more, maybe tapered or something like that, but probably just standard. I'll give you a look at the bit in there as well. So this lock's from Israel. I don't know anything about the Herman brand. Maybe Teeper will chime in and let us know what he knows about them. But the reason that I couldn't get it picked is because I tend to use fairly light tension when I pick. Taken a long time to develop that. I was a very heavy-handed picker when I first started, and this thing requires an absolute obscene amount of tension. Let's just put some focus on there and a bit of zoom and show you what I mean. When I pick dimples, I tend to just rest the tip of my finger on the actual lock so you get a bit of contact from it and can feel what's going on. And then I also use that just to gently drop my finger onto there, so you can see that it's hardly any tension at all. When I pick this, I'm back here and I'm actually putting some bend on this tool, and this is a multi-pick 1.2mm tension tool. So you know, if those of you that got them, you know how hard I'm pressing on that just to get any feedback out of the lock. Anyway, let's see if we can get it picked on camera. So I'm just going to send the tool down to the back of the lock and then get some tension on and slowly pull forward. And even with all this tension on, binding pins are still hard to find. Now we'll go for a reset. There we go. That's got it open. Really pleased to get that open now, and I was really pleased to get it open back then. It was a couple of years ago that I got this lock. So I shall do my best to speed through this cutting and then just show you the pins, but otherwise I'm just going to keep talking as well, just in case I can't work out the software on my editing stuff. So there we go, there's the pins. Yeah, I think every single one of those is standard. I can't see anything unusual about them in any way whatsoever. If this was a pin tumbler, the amount of pressure that I was putting on dimple flags, particularly these multi-pick ones, take an awful lot of abuse. If it was a pin tumbler, I think I'd be bending the picks. I don't know if I can get it picked, even though it's just standard pins. I don't know if it's because the tolerances are good on the lock. I have to say that the core does look well finished. Come on, focus. Yeah, everything looks very nicely in line. Let's have a look in the housing. Same thing in there. There's no obvious deviations on there. So I think it's just a question of reasonable quality and standard pins. And the only way I could get it picked was just to crank up the tension like absolute crazy. As I say, so much so that I think I'd be bending picks if it was a pin tumbler. So anyway, Teeper, thanks for the inspiration to go and dig this lock out and get it picked and gutted on camera. And everybody else, thanks for watching.